Welcome back, Arbor League, and today we're going to take a look at the Little Catch Cup and Bronzors' worst nightmare. So like and subscribe and turn notifications on if you enjoy this kind of content, and let's get into it. Today we have Minnie's team. My partner in crime in this game, as some of you know, was helping her appraise some Pokemon and found a Little Cup Sandile. Generally they hatch over 500 CP unless you're a lower level, just lucky, or trade it and hope for a reroll. But today we're using Sandile because it hard walls Bronzor. Ground on the steel, dark on the psychic, and it resists every move. Also very viable neutrally, as Mudslap is a 3-turn fast move, dealing heavy damage. Depending on the flyer, even in the Little Cup, everything is a little less bulky. So I've paired him up with our own Steel Clink and double fire protection in the back. So we've caught a rank 1 Wooper, so we've powered that bad boy up and he's ready to go. And these are in the lower ranks, but to be fair, I found everyone was like me, just a scrub on their alt, so some of these opponents are not that easy. This team is bad on paper, it's triple F, but it is consistent. So you don't have to have the best team, you don't have to have all the meta, you just have to have a good and consistent team that you're familiar with to win games. And I know in the lower ranks you got to do what you got to do, you don't have that much dust, so powering up some bad Pokemon to get to the top will eventually be of benefit. Hopping into the commentary here, we're up against a Lechonk. We resist everything, but we do have to be worried that it does have a ground move. Lechonk did get Dig, so we're going to throw this neutral move here just for some chip damage and swap, and we do catch a move here, so I think it's just a body slam, but he went Twister, which is really weird. We do survive that. 3 mud shots takes down the Gibble, and we take Switch on very low health. So even Sandile able to take some moves. That was just a couple tackles. Sandile kind of glassy, like not the bulkiest, but we're not too worried about that. We'll just come back in here, try to throw some Vice Grips. It is a recommended moveset by PV Poke. He does not have Mirror Shot, unfortunately, for debuff, but we have to settle for this. We get to a move, shield the potential Dig, and we call it correctly. It's pretty good. Build up a little bit of residual energy here. Go for the next charge move. This will get it pretty low. It won't KO. See what the opponent decides to do, and they shield, so we can quickly swap into the Wooper here and throw the body slam. Throw this up because I know Dig's going to hurt a little bit. Generally, you want to have Wooper for the safe swap and Sandile for the heavy Mudslapper in the back to 2 shield. But in this case, it's just what we were dealt with. We switched in our hard counter, I guess, because it's the Mudslapper heavy damage, so they locked it on with our heavy damage. But it's a good thing that we have another Pokemon we can deal with in the back. This Mud Bomb will be not closing the Fuecoco, but we will be able to Mud Shot it down. I guess Fuecoco doesn't have Incinerate, but Crocolore does, so probably the better option is Crocolore up against a negative matchup here. So we swap into one of our neutrals in the back. As you can see, we used Wooper to safe swap this time. I'm going to throw the body slam here, and we got a Jangmo. Oh, I got one of these on my account, so I know that he's got access to Brick Break and Dragon Claw, so just going to go straight body slam here, try to get shields at least. So that's a go with this team. Sometimes it doesn't, Switch doesn't matter too much. We can let one of these go through, try to get to the next body slam, and we do. So he's running Tackle. I know Jagmo has Dragon Claw. Like I said, I have one, so Dragon Claw is a better moveset to go with here, but we get farmed down on the bright side. We get both shields, pretty good. That's the goal of Switch, either get shield or Switch advantage, and we've got a major advantage because we need to shield up this next Brick Break. That's what I'm running, but the opponent, I guess, just throws the Claw. Not familiar with the move sets, I guess. Like I said, it is in the lower ranks, so I guess a thing to learn here. Jangmo has access to Brick Break, and that's fighting. It's super effective against the steel, so if you have a Jangmo, be running Dragon Claw, Brick Break. It's all we have access to, so going to go ahead and Zap Cannon whatever's in the back, and it's the Larvitar just BMing there, but I know the Mudslaps can take out the Larvitar, and we've acquired our target. There it is. The opponent sees a writing on the wall, as Homesites Henry would say, and concedes that match. So up against sort of tricky, not too tricky lead here up against Chansey. Blissey got Wild Charge, not Chansey, so we don't have to worry about any neutral damage coming through here. All that Chansey has is normal and psychic and fairy moves, so everything is resisted. Clink, not as tanky as Bronzor, but as you can see here, we still take these pounds, these Zen headbutts, this psychic. They don't get the debuff, so they're deciding that's a negative matchup. You're going to swap out, and Amuna comes in. So it's kind of uncommon here. It only runs Charge Beam, but it does have access to psychic moves. So we're going to come in here with the heavy Mud Slapper, try to get to this crunch here. Charge Beam charges very slowly. So we will either take this Muna out, get the dark on that psychic, or get a shield. Perfectly what we wanted to do, and the debuff. So we're going to let this go through. Hopefully resisting everything here. But they actually gleam us. So that super effective fairy move taking out our dark type. Not the greatest option here, but we can come in with Whooper here, farm all the way down, and have a ton of energy ready to go for whatever's in the back. And I misclicked here. That was a small of that came in, so this Mud Bomb will be resisted. On the bright side, we can get to this next Mud Bomb. Our switch clock is not up yet. We're getting Razor Leaf down and might be taken out. Not quite. Okay, so Smoliv, a little bit tanky. We're able to get to this Zap Cannon versus the Chansey. This is not going to KO. Chansey still pretty bulky, still a decent option in the little cup. Zap Cannon just about nearly taking it out. One more Volt Switch, and we're able to get to the next move. So Minnie sipping her tea or coffee there. Let me know what pose you guys have. I did not get that pose, but Minnie's nice and warm there sipping her coffee. Up against her next opponent here, the Wobbuffet is a little tricky as well because it's another tank. So we're just going to safe swap Whooper here. And I just started laughing here because Wobbuffet is your shield. There's no need to shield Wobbuffet here. These Mud Bombs, I guess, will add up eventually over time. And I know it's a little cup here. It's all we can do. Plus, it's stab. And what are you shielding? Oh, Wobbuffet is your shield opponent. So I'm just going to let Whooper go now that we've got the shields. Doesn't quite KO. We do get to the next Mud Bomb. As you can see here, maybe they should have eventually shielded. But yeah, Mud Bomb not doing too much. Wobbuffet, the next bulkiest option next to Chansey and Bronzor. So we get 2 shields, which is pretty good. That's what our goal is with Whooper. Now I come back in here with Clink. I know the counters are super effective, but all their charge moves are resisted. So the only charge moves that Wobbuffet runs are counter charm for the fast moves, and for the charge moves are Mirror Coat, Purified, Return, and Frustration. So nothing too threatening there. See what's in the back. It's a Roggenrola, and we can Mud Slap this down. Again, Crocodile, Sandile here. Just core breaking all these backlines. Again, like I said, it's the lower ranks, but getting lucky today, getting to this dig up against the Hisuian Quillfish. So again, more poison in the back. We can deal with that as well. Sandile closing strong. Minnie getting that 5-0. I know it is the lower ranks, but the lower ranks of 5-0 is pretty neat for somebody new to GBL. I know it was me all along. Let's be real here, but getting one of those legendary Machokes from Go Battle League, very awesome to see. Machoke was caught. Ranking up. Let's go. Ranking up, getting that dust and closing strong. So Sandile in the little catch cup. Definitely a Pokemon to build if you're lucky enough to hatch one. It still has its weaknesses like Cottony and Ducklet, but can handle Chinchou, Bronzor, Fires, and some pretty common picks in neutral situations. With weaknesses covered, Sandile is a decent addition to a little cup team build. And don't forget to check out the Discord, where we can stream some sets and help you with your PvP skills if you're new, or show off a team that's spicy or that's been doing well for you. If you do want to showcase a team, you can submit it to me in the Google form, linked below, and I will showcase the battles and credit you in the video. And share the channel with your global friends, as there will be much more Pokemon Go and TCG content to come. So thank you everyone so much for watching and liking. It really means a lot to the channel. It helps keep me in the algorithm and lets you know when I post. So thanks again so much for watching, everyone. I've been ArborAndy. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you buds in the next one.